What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me make sure I can be heard. Right. All right. All right. Sound seems to be coming through. What's up, everyone? It's been a moment since we did a morning show. Y'all know life has been life, but the show must go on. I guess I didn't realize that today is Easter. Let me see. Today, yeah, Easter. Today's. Wait a minute, hold on. Where we at? Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, today's the 5th. It's Easter. I guess next Sunday is Orthodox Easter. I don't know what the difference is between the Easter and the Orthodox Easter, but nonetheless, this year is already flying by. It seems like time has just been flying by anyway. I can say I have lost track of time. It's been flying by so quickly. But I'm not into religion at all. I know that today a lot of people putting on the Sunday Easter best. What are people still really doing it? Yeah, you know what? I live down the street from a church, and this church seems like it only has about maybe 10 members, and most times it has people there is doing funerals. And I wonder if people dress up and go to church on Easter like they used to back in the day. What was it? Easter, and then I think Christmas. I don't know, but I also think that a lot of people are moving away from organized religion because we're in the age of Aquarius. We've moved out of the age of Piscean. The Piscean age was religion, it's beliefs, it's all of that. And we're moving into information, not just believing, but knowing. So, and what an interesting age it has been this far. You're talking about moving at warp speed. But y'all grab y'all's coffee and just sit and chill and talk about some things. We're just gonna sit and chill and talk about some things like we used to with the Let's Talk show. And it's a lot that's going on, as always. Always a lot that's going on. It's like, I don't know, I kind of feel like I live in a I want to say a parallel universe, or I don't know, like the Twilight Zone up in this mode, maybe Black Mirror series. I don't know, but they're definitely. You can comment and let me know. Especially, shout out to those that's listening just on a repeat. That there was a shift, and I was trying last night to like pinpoint where the shift happened. And I don't think that it's an actual pinpoint. I think it was just like phased in, or it just crept in. I don't know. But the energy definitely has shifted. You think back 30, 40 years. I look at old shows and old pictures, and the energy was just different. And it's more than just progression, age progression. It's definitely more than that. But we're definitely in a different age, a different energy field, a different dimension, if I might even have that. But here we are. Here we are. So as you can see, the title of today's show is Menopause, Migraines, and Woman Energy. Oh my goodness. And when I tell you that at least two out of those three has been kicking my ass. And you know what? And I, again, those is listening on repeat. Let me know what you think. Let me know how life has been treating, because it seems like everybody is going through it, and that's fair enough. But god damn. I think the last show that I did a long time ago, we was talking about, menopause therapy and what to do for that. And they do say like misery loves company, right? So I can say that I gain a little solace from knowing that I am not going through this alone, right? It doesn't make it better, but there's a little comfort there, if I might admit that myself, especially around the menopause topic. Now, I will say that my menopause has gotten a little bit better. And I say that because I think the last show that I did, I was having hot flashes. Like I would like labor pain, like contractions. They would come and go more frequently than labor pain. And I'm like, what in the entire hell is going on right now? I am definitely in my crone era, right? I've been through all of the phases of life. Mother, maiden, crone. I'm definitely in my crone era. But I do think that as of right now, because like I said before, I have been going through menopause since my surgery in '04, just different phases of it. And I do like the fact now that women are speaking more about it. And I wonder if it's because the food that we take in, the outside influences, have increased the symptoms of menopause. Because when I think back to, say, my grandmother, I don't remember her going through menopause. Now, that's not to say that she didn't, because we do know that the older generation really didn't speak of situations like that. But I just don't remember her having hot flashes. So I just wonder if this phenomenon is more manufactured than a natural occurrence. Now, again, I'm not saying that the older generation didn't have it, but did they have it like we have it? And we know that the food that we intake, if you can even call it food now, I don't even know if it's real food. I think everything is manufactured. I know that there are some foods that I can't even eat because it would just make me sick. I know when I was little, now mind you, I am 54, which to me is mind blowing because I don't, in theory, feel like 54, but then what does 54 feel like? And then some days I feel like 154. You know what I mean? So when I was younger, I feel that food was way better. I can say that what we're eating now is not, it's a variation, or it's not food. And I have always ate a lot. I have always had a stupid appetite for food. So I know food. I know food. And I know what's not food. And so with the pesticides and the hormones and the this and the that, I wonder, has it contributed to the increased intense symptoms of menopause? Now I'm trying to think, because there was a time that I was vegan vegetarian. And I'm trying to think back to that time, because that was during the time that I did feel the best. I felt more physically fit, more mentally fit, more spiritually fit. But I do remember, I'm getting my times and my days mixed up. Because I do remember having hot flashes, but I was trying to think if I was vegan vegetarian then. I want to say that I was, but hell, who knows? Time is speeding by like a flash of light. But anyway, I do wonder if our intake of food, because there I ran into women, because you know that I used to do hair, right? I used to be a stylist, and I was running into young women that are having hot flashes and stuff like that. So, you know, back in the day, they said it was the old women. It's the old women like me that had hot flashes. What have you. But y'all let me know. You comment, let me know if your parents, your grandma, your great grandma, the older women in your life when you was younger, do you remember them talking about menopause, talking about hot flashes, talking about, or at least to the level that we are experiencing it now? And again, you know, with more and more women are talking about it, more and more women are coming out. There seems to be more research. Like, why wasn't there a lot of information on it? And I just wonder if it's because it just was not as bad as it is now. And I think it is outside influence based. So I would like to delve into that in the upcoming shows. We will. We definitely will. But you know, I still have my ovaries, so I'm not completely, which means that I'm still, you know, making my hormones. And, you know, I just wonder if that makes a difference. I didn't want to get on hormone therapy. Um, because I personally did not want to grow facial hair. and have to deal with that. And then whatever else that came with the hormone therapy. Plus, there were talks or conversations, researches that may contribute to different types of diseases, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I just thugged it out. I thugged it out, and I think this past year was the worst. But the level and the intensity of the hot flashes have decreased. Now I still overheat, if you will, at night or throughout the day where I get warm, overheat, and have to take off my clothes and I get cold, or at night. But it's not the hot flashes. See, people don't understand that those are two different things. When you overheat, you just kind of get kind of warm. You need to get some cool air. But when you have a hot flash, at least it is for me. When you have a hot flash, oh, that thing comes from your soul and your whole body from head to toe, inward to outward. It's just it. Y'all seen that video? I implore you to look at the video, whatever social media site that you frequent, and search black ball woman outside with the hot flash, and that will give you a small indication, a small look into what it feels like. Because she's outside and looking with a coat on, so it seems like if she's in a cool environment outside, like she might be at a ball game or something like that. So it ain't no joke. I would, those that's listening on the replay, let me know how you treat your menopause. As of right now, I had to kind of shift away from my menopause treatment and focus on the treatments for my migraine. That is another motherfucking story in and of itself. I just got out of, well, and I can't even say I'm out of the migraine cycle or the migraine loop because I can still feel it. And that is another thing. Now, I will say that growing up, I don't, maybe early teens, started hearing the term migraine. And I think one of the last shows that I did, I was going through, was that over a year ago? About migraine therapy. But what I am systematically have put myself in, because y'all know that I try to do the natural remedies as much as possible. And so what my day-to-day remedy that I do, natural herb, what have you, is that ashwagandha. Now you all let me know what you think, if you've tried ashwagandha, what results you've had, along those lines. How it affected you, did it work? So right now, I'm currently taking ashwagandha root. Where's my glasses? Okay. This is for, actually, I'm taking a couple of things. So in total, I'm taking 650 milligrams of ashwagandha extract. All right. I am also taking maca, black maca root, 1,000 milligrams. All right. And I am taking lion's mane extract, and that I use it for migraine or mushroom brain booster because menopause fog is real. Menopause mind is real. So of the lion's mane extract, I'm taking 900 milligrams of that. And then also 10 milligrams of black pepper extract. Right. Now, matter of fact, let me get my supplements out now. Get ready to take them. I just don't want to be on a whole bunch of different things, right? I just, especially pharmaceutical. And I've been doing good to take these supplements. And then I have the L-citrulline, L-arginine. I'm also taking horny goatweed extract, fenugreek seed extract, tonkat, ali root extract, and tribulus terratris extract. So, I'm trying. How does anybody's party to be that goddamn loud? I won't even a sports car. Um, then I also am taking. I have what is it? Actual turmeric powder, and I posted a picture on my community post. I do believe. What I do is I take a shot glass. I put a teaspoon of the turmeric, and then a fourth teaspoon of black pepper. And I mix that up, and I take that as a shot. Now, I have recently, in conjunction with the migraines, have added in chlorophyll, and that's the stuff that makes the plants green. Hold on, let me take my supplement. Okay. These pills will float to the top of your throat if you don't take enough fluid to wash them down. Hey, good little movie. But the chlorophyll helps increase the oxygen in your blood, which is good for me with the migraine. Um, and you know what? Again, with the migraine thing, I wonder when did that surface? When did that term come into play? Now I will say that I inherited my migraine. I have contact fluid. Let me see. When did migraine start? There we go. Let's see what it says. Now, see, they talking about no. I mean, maybe yeah, they went back to 1200 BC. I don't know. I just don't remember that being okay. Research into migraine and other headaches began at the Prince Henry and Prince of Wales Hospital in Sydney in the 1960s. I don't know. Growing up, that just wasn't a term. Now, I will say that I believe that my mother had migraines. And the reason I say that is she always had a headache. Always had a headache. Now, back then, they had a physician that they knew very, very well. Dr. Warren, if I'm not mistaken. That was my mom's doctor. She stayed with a headache, stayed taking BC powder, right? And so I am concluding that she probably had migraine. And not only did my mother have migraines, but my father does too. Now, my father has used that term migraine. So instead of them leaving me with money and wealth and fortune, well, my father's still here. I have inherited what? Migraine. Madness. Pure madness and fuckery. So with that, I talked about this last time. Just trying to navigate through that. Just it's now coming out of a migraine loop that has lasted since December. And see, here's the thing. Most people's migraines last a couple of days, 2, 3 days. Mine lasts for months. The longest was 6 months. The shortest was 3 months of a continuous headache. And, so we're going to, in future shows, talk about different treatments for that. And it seems like there are so many people who have migraine. And some probably don't even know. They just think it's a headache because, and going back, I remember having different variations of headaches. And I really, really believe that it is a lot of external influence. Now, if I went back vegetarian, vegan, would that help? That is a question. That is what I have been kind of bounced around in my head. Like my mind knows that I should probably go back vegetarian, vegan, but then the other part of me is like, all this food is bullshit anyway. If I see the people, oh, they ain't got their Sunday best on. They got on jeans. Maybe they just, I don't know, maybe they have close knit community in their church. I see some people going up to the church house and they just got on regular clothes. I don't see no suits. Back in the day, they used to wear suits. They used to be suited and booted. I guess we ain't into doing that now. Or maybe just in the bigger churches where they could be seen. So I don't know. I wonder, would I get better if I got rid of the meat? But then I would really, the only way I would feel that I would get 100% better is if I grow my own shit. Because there's just so much shit in the world that's in these foods, even in the fruits and vegetables. So I don't know. But in the upcoming show, we'll go more into it. But as of right now, I do suggest, and the turmeric shot with the chlorophyll shots have been my go-to for a very, very long time, especially in the midst of a crisis or what have you, and outside of it, just to gain more oxygen in your blood. So I would suggest doing that. I think I posted a link in my community of the product that I use. So if you want to go through that and order it, I'll get a little kickback up in this month. Um, and then what else I wanted to chat about was like this kind of energy, because y'all know I am in astrology, and I see things through an astrologer's lens. And I'm gonna try to go live every day. We'll just have to see how I feel. Today is seemingly a good day, but I did have a little trouble getting up, getting going. I was planning on going live way earlier, but I have to. We have to learn to honor our bodies and listen to what our bodies is saying, especially for those over 50. Because I will tell you that, you know, not even knowing, I was fighting against getting older. And not that I didn't want to get old, but having the expectations of myself that I did when I was younger. And that's just not the same. I was talking to my sister yesterday, and getting older is a motherfucker. And within this past week or so, I, well, I guess last week, I came to the conclusion I was going to honor my body. And that's what it really is all about, honoring your body. I'm trying to make my body do what I did when I was younger, and that's just not the case. That's just not, you know. And I'm not decrepit. I'm not disabled physically, but the things that I used to do, I just cannot do anymore. I can't walk 50 miles each day anymore because my knees is gonna say, "Bitch, is you out your mind?" So it's just things along those lines that, and then if I don't feel good, during younger days, if I didn't feel good, I would um, push through it. But now my body is saying there's nothing wrong with just relaxing. Like, what if I try to push forward through? Just like, what do you just relax, heal your body, honor yourself. And I think that we as women, especially older women, need to just learn how to honor our bodies, honor ourselves. We did the work. If I'm tired, I'm gonna lay the fuck down. If I don't feel good, I'm going to honor my body and relax my body, relax my mind, relax my spirit until I do it, until I feel it. And I think that we have to honor our bodies. At least, I'm speaking for myself. So there's that. Now, like I said, cosmically, astrologically, there's a lot of energy going on in the cosmos, right? And Aries, there's a lot of energy in the sign of Aries. And y'all, I'm just letting y'all know, and I'm just warning or giving heed to the things are really, I believe, about to get real spicy, just astrologically. Now, I will say that Aries brings inflammation. Aries brings swelling. Aries brings irritation, inflammation, all of that. So just be mindful from an astrological, physical standpoint. And right now, Aries is in Pisces and it's about to move into, or Mars is in Pisces and it's about to move into Aries. So there is a lot of, from a physical standpoint, that is a lot of inflammation. That is a lot of irritation. That's a lot of swelling. So we need to be mindful of that from a medical astrology standpoint. We have Saturn in Aries. Saturn is bones. So there's a lot of arthritis that could be happening. And it's not just for the older population. This is astrology. There's many different levels and layers of astrology. So we need to be mindful of that. And also Aries, Mars, there's headaches. We just came out of a full moon in Libra. Right? And I think overall that particular moon, was a good moon that's to help us with, balancing our emotions, balancing the energies around, just trying to balance ourselves in that. Uh, right now, the moon is in Scorpio. Right, so we're headed towards a new moon. We have some very interesting energy coming in, especially next week. Next week, I think, is going to be a banger because on the 9th, Thursday, that's when Mars enters Aries. And just with everything that's going on in the world today, and so we know that Mars in Aries is it's aggression, it's passion, it is war, conflict, it's drive, it's all of that. Then what you have in Saturn right there, Saturn is karma. So you can expect some very, very, and Saturn itself is intense off top. And we are about to have a stellium in Aries. That in and of itself. Let me see, when is this stellium coming? Hold on, let me pull it up. Because right now, we have Chiron, okay? Chiron is in Aries. And we're in Aries season, so shout out to all the Aries out there, right? So Chiron in Aries is going to bring about uh, healing of the self, right? Healing how you present to the world. Healing that's deep within that may prevent you from moving ahead. All right, we got the sun in Aries, so people are feeling a little bit more energetic, more passionate about some things. Might be a little bit more spicy than what you typically are. You may have a little bit more, and this is on the collective energy, right? You may find energy that you didn't really have, right? Especially emotional energy, since we just had that full moon. With Saturn in Aries, Saturn wants to make you slow down and think things through and take the time that's needed. Aries wants to hurry up and get shit done. Saturn is good, so there's a conflict there. And you have Neptune is in Aries. Neptune is delusions, illusions, smoke screens. So things may not be as clear as they should be, but there is a drive to hurry up and get shit done. And there's a lot of energy that's going on. Now, next Thursday, Mars is entering all of this energy. So we all need to be careful. We need to be mindful. We need to not uh, be goaded into conversations that could lead to fights and arguments, because Mercury is right behind Mars going into Aries. Let me see exactly which day. There's about to be a stellium. Let me pull up. Everything's moving slow, y'all. Hold on. I think it's around the 17th, going into the month a little bit more. Hold on. And with the current situations, with the conflicts overseas, okay, so that's at 29 degrees. So I just, it's the energy is very, very intense. Yeah, Mars is going to be at 0 degrees, Aries on the 10th. And Mercury is right behind. So there's a lot of energy, lots and lots of energy that is building up in Aries. And Aries is also the Aries energy that like it's authoritarian energy as far as being the boss of things. And then when you add Mars in there, it's a rebellion against it. It's leaders. It's leadership. It's being the boss. All right, so that is the 13th. Mercury's going to be at 27 degrees. So hold on. Okay, so it's going to be yeah. Okay, so the 15th of this month. Now check this out, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. On the 16th or 15th of this month, up in the sky, we're going to have Mercury, which is communication, the moon, which is emotions and feelings and intuition as well. We're going to have Neptune, which is delusion, illusion, symmetry, and creativity, spirituality as well. We're going to have Mars, which is passion, aggression, conflict, war. We're going to have Saturn, which is karma. It's learning lessons. It's kind of time slowing down. We're going to have the Sun, all right, which is your soul expression. It is the vitality of life. And you're going to have Chiron, which is facing your inner wounds, all in Aries. all in Aries. And I just the energy is just really, really, really intense. And depending on how it is hitting your chart will depend on how it affects you personally. But as a collective, the energy is building. The energy is building. So with this new moon coming up um, in Aries, it's a good time to do your rituals for new beginnings, because Aries is also new beginnings. It is the start of the season. It's start of the zodiac wheel. Um, we just had the spring equinox. That is a true new year, the new year of the season, spiritual new year. And so, with a new moon in Aries, it's a wonderful time to do beginnings or do rituals that help usher in new beginnings. Will be a good time to focus on things that you may have had um, delayed starts. But the thing of it is, with Saturn there, you would have had to have put in the work, and you're going to have to still put in the work during this time. You don't want to try to go forward on something that you haven't learned a lesson. And that's what Saturn is saying. Hey, look. If you just doing the same shit over and over without learning that lesson, it's just gonna bring chaos, confusion, and conflict. But if you put in that time, if you're serious about what it is that you are wanting to do, the energy that you're focusing on, then this energy would be a good time, a new moon energy in Aries. Red is a good color for this new moon. So you could do gray for the moon, red for Aries. You can always do black. It's a new moon, so the moon's going to be dark. Fire rituals. Aries is a fire sign, so you can do fire rituals. Um, it could be as easy as just lighting incense. It could be, you could do the, what do you call them? Bay leaves, burning the bay leaves, watching that fire, meditating on the fire, just lighting a candle and focusing in on the fire. If you have a smoke pit, a fire pit, get that mug going and just meditate, focusing on the flames. And again, during this time, like I was listening to a podcast last night or a panel discussion last night. This is especially, I probably need to reach out to my sons too, because the guys, the men, oh, they were in war mode. There was so many fights and arguments, and just I dozed off, woke back up. It was another set of guys that was fighting. I dozed back off, woke up. It was another set of guys. So just be mindful that you're not golden, especially with Mercury coming into play. Mercury right now is in Pisces, so people might be talking and not making no sense, or they might be lying just to get a reaction. So we have to not allow ourselves, just recognize the energy. And that is what I like about astrology, because it gives you the heads up. When you get into a conversation and it's getting a little spicy, get a little hot, all right, I'm not going to get into this. You maintain your cool. You maintain who you are, what you are, and keep things easy and breezy. And again, I implore you to get the chlorophyll drops concentrated. They do have the mint kind, but I don't like that. I don't like the mint kind. I get just plain green. You can put a dropper full. You can do it directly, in your mouth, or you can do a shot in a shot glass and then slam it down. Take it as a shot. That's gonna help with inflammation. That this heavy airy season is going to bring. It's gonna help with making sure the body has enough. The blood has enough oxygen in it during this period. You want to drink lots and lots of water. Try to stay away from sodas. I have pretty much given up sodas because I am trying to, trying to keep the migraines and the menopause and just keep my body as balanced as possible. Every once in a while, I will treat myself to a soda. And I did yesterday. But the thing of it is, I couldn't even enjoy it because the migraines, uh, because it's an inflammation of the nerves and the brain, I couldn't even really taste it that good. So I was not happy about that. But try to drink as much water as possible. And if you drink water, I would actually suggest everybody kind of store up on the water, especially with everything going on. I don't want to be, you know, be fear mongering, but I do think that things are about to get, just looking at the alignment, and things are about to get challenging. But when you drink water, I drink distilled water because the other types of bottled water is more highly processed. And then also with distilled water, it's the best water to use if you're making like products and along those things. I no longer make products, but so get your distilled water, get your lemon, get your lime juice. Oh, and then the other thing, I think I posted this on my community wall as well. Trace minerals. That helps to replenish the minerals that you need in your body. Yeah. So, just trying to stay as healthy as possible. Now, as far as the what I am taking for my migraine, right? Because y'all know I really don't like taking pharmaceutical drugs. I just don't. Uh, but because this migraine crisis was a bit intense, and the type of migraines that I have are intense, I did end up going to the hospital. I've seen a neurologist. I've seen gotten scans and all that thing. All of that came out clean. So it's migraines, right? Migraine, since 2022, migraine, right? So they originally had put me on something, I forgot the name of it, that I thought was helping me. And then the nurse popped out and sent me a message saying, hey, don't take that medicine anymore. It's problematic with the type of migraines that you have. So we're going to call you in something different. I'm thinking, I don't even trust you motherfuckers from the beginning. And then y'all give me the wrong type of shit. So they gave me, what was this? They gave me Nurtec. So I've only taken a couple of those, but I have self-prescribed myself. It's an herbal blend called Migrelief. It says take two twice a day. I take three. And I take three because, it takes a while for the herbs to get in your body. Now, I will say with this, you will be able to tell this work its way through your body because your pee will turn yellow. It'll turn that vitamin color yellow. So I do take that. And so I think that I try to get, because, herbs are they're multi-dimensional, right? One herb may do many different things. And so what I try to do is compound the herbs that do the same, help with the same thing. So I need some herbs that's going to help with the menopause as well as help with the migraines and just overall health. And I mentioned earlier what I take. So I would suggest taking the trace minerals as well. And one thing also that has been helping me, I think, with migraines is um, what's that? Benadryl or diphenhydramine. Because one of the times I went to the emergency room for the migraine, they gave me what they call a migraine cocktail. Now it had some bullshit in there that, and I'm sure it's in my paperwork, but one of the main ingredients in there was the Benadryl, the diphenhydramine. I personally cannot take aspirin because my stomach, my shit will be burning for a week or more. So I can't take the aspirin and the Excedrin and all that type of shit. But alone, because of the inflammation of the nerves going to my brain with these migraines, the Benadryl has helped. So you may want to add that in if you're experiencing a migraine. I'm telling you, these migraines last time, I taste, smell, and then I found out that, you know how like if you accidentally bite your tongue, it tastes like blood, what have you. So I'm just sitting around chilling, and all of a sudden I taste this metallic taste in my mouth. I'm like, what the fuck? I wasn't chewing nothing. So went to the bathroom, looked in my mouth, didn't see no blood, got like a white paper towel to, kind of bite around, see if anything was, because I know I didn't bite my tongue. And I'm like, why the fuck am I tasting metallic taste? Well, apparently that is a symptom of the migraines as well. So with the migraines that I have, it's the metallic taste. It is not losing your taste, losing your smell. Y'all know I love incense. I'm burning incense, and I'm like, all I could smell was the smoke, not the scent of the incense. Not to mention, most people's migraines is light sensitive. They got to be in a dark spot. Mine is sound sensitive. So I've had to get earplugs so that even the slightest sound is what triggered my migraine. And that's another thing. You have to know what your triggers are. And my main trigger for migraines is sound. Isn't that crazy? And I know people are like, that don't make no sense. But it's bananas. I guess the same way because it's the nerves going to the brain. If they're inflamed and swollen and all of that, it fucks with how your brain receives the signals. I had ringing in one ear and then popping in the other ear, losing my hearing. So it's really, really important to know your triggers and act on it. As well as, like I said, mine I inherited from both mom and dad, but also menopause will trigger migraine. So, we go through a lot, no doubt. We go through a lot, but so I am slowly coming out of this migraine loop. Yeah. Watching your foods. And the thing of it is that the foods, the triggers food related, is different for everybody. It's banana. But I do believe that holistic healing is available. I really wish I could grow my own garden because I do think that a lot of this is from outside sources. But hey, I could be wrong. I could be all the way wrong. So before I get out of here, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Also, check out my astrology page, TONAJE Astrology. Right, if you go to my main page, you'll see it attached to my channels. So make sure you go and subscribe over there. So over there, I do a little bit of astrology entertainment. I pull celebrity charts and I read their charts, just kind of get an insight on who they are, especially if they're trending. Like I just did Tiger Woods because I don't know, I feel a certain kind of way about Tiger. I feel really sad. You can look at him and see the sadness in his soul. And the reading that I did, it was a quick reading just to see, if I could see why he keeps driving drunk or driving under the influence. And it's in his chart. I talked about that. But I think that some of his pain surfaces from his father, just looking at his chart, right? But I feel really bad for him. I really, really feel bad. When I look at his chart, when I look at his pictures, there's just an energetic sadness with him. And it's crazy because, I'm broke, no money. Because of these migraines, I'm not working, so I have no money. And, you would think that someone who had a lot of money would be more emotionally stable or at least happy. But this motherfucker, he could afford a driver. And I've talked about that in the reading as well. His ego is not going to allow him to do that. But you would just think that people who have money would be a little bit more centered, a little bit more balanced. But life is life. And life is life and to everybody. Money doesn't matter. Now I'd rather have money. If I'm gonna be sad and depressed or sick, I'd rather have money than no money. But at any rate, he was I might do a part 2 on him. Because I didn't go into why I think that he is sad, but just kind of thinking back, I do believe that it's surrounding one. I don't believe he's happy with himself. But also, I think that his father may have had an influence on why he is not. But there's a sadness. But I'll go into that if I decide to do part 2. But I do the celebrity readings, and then I also do the couples reading to see what their dynamics are like. But I'm shifting into or away from the celebrity readings. I mean, they're entertaining. You get to be nosy to see how they're really getting along. But I'm moving into self-awareness because that's what I believe astrology is good for. Right? Like life doesn't come with a book. But we can look at our own blueprints to see our challenges and how to get past those, how to evolve, how to learn from it. Like astrology is not going to tell you what to do but it'll tell you how to navigate through, to recognize your challenges and how to navigate through those and make them into non-challenging issues, and how to hone in on the positive aspect. And some people's shorts are more challenging than others. Um, some people's charts, it I mean, your chart is going to show you where you have your challenges at. And some people charts are challenging in different areas than other people's charts. You ever hear those damn turtles scratching? Y'all want some turtles? Um, and so I am starting a series called The Astrology of You, because it starts with you. Like, I really wanted to focus on like love and relationships and compatibility, and that is very important. I think that if you're going to be in a relationship, it's best to know that person so you can know how to understand their markings and who they are and vice versa. But it starts with you knowing yourself, knowing your love language, and how you want to love, and how you want to be loved, and how you show love, and how you receive love, and how you communicate, and what sets you off, and all of that. If you don't know that about yourself, then it's going to be hard to match with somebody else, especially if your expectation of them it contradictory to who they are as individuals. So that's right now. I am a full-time astrologer. So, if you want to tip me or donate or book a reading, go ahead and do that. So my website is TONAJEastrology.com, and the YouTube channel is TONAJE Astrology. So make sure y'all uh, go over there, subscribe. Probably how I would do it over there would just be the reading and the information, and we come over here and talk about this shit. Because I really just want to keep it, clean and cute over there, and then we can talk about it. Like I did the reading on Umar Johnson. We don't even gotta look at Umar's chart to know that Umar is a mess. He is, like Diddy is the most toxic Scorpio, and thus far, Umar is the most toxic Leo out there. Now, you got good and bad on all the signs, men and women, men's signs different than women's signs, what have you. But as of right now, from the charts that I have read, Diddy is leading the toxic male Scorpio, and Umar is leading the toxic male Leo. And I know Leos get a bad rap. Might have a moon in moon Leo moon, and so I get it, but yeah, Leos get a bad rap sometimes. But when you were toxic, Umar has other aspects that's making him toxic, and he has very negative aspects towards the more women. So, but like I said, we don't even need. He shows his colors just bam. Let's see what else I want to talk about before I get up out of here. It's been a little bit over an hour. I got some readings that I need to do. I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm still not at 100%. I'm better than I was, but I'm still not at 100%. Like I said, I'm going to honor that. I'm not going to push through. A bitch is old, a bitch is tired, and it is what it is. I'm going to honor my higher self, honor my body. Should I maybe go and lay back down and take a nap? I just woke up. We have to do that. We have to tap into ourselves like that. So, I guess that's it, y'all. I'm finished my coffee. for the most part. I got a little bit left. Make sure y'all tap into the energy. Moon right now is in Scorpio, so that's transformational energy. That is tapping into your intuition, good investigation, investigative energy. Also, energy for some good, you know, intimacies, if that's on your radar. Is what it is. And I would say, y'all, the overall collective energy is Aquarius, right? We are in the age of Aquarius. I know there's still some astrologers out there that says, "Oh, we're not. Oh, we are." I mean, if you look at now, I do believe that there's some residuals of the Piscean age. Yeah, it's not just like. See, we think that the energy is like the time, the clock. You know, it's 12 o'clock until it turns to 1 o'clock. And it just, it's the energy is not like a light switch on or off or like we move from one day to the other. It's energy and it's layered. So you have residuals. Just how we measure time doesn't mean that that's how time is. So yes, there is some Piscean age and we're still dealing with the residuals of it. Whereas if you're talking about like when Mercury's in retrograde, the shadow side of it, we're in the Piscean age is over. There's residuals. We are clearly in the age of Aquarius. And so the thought process that we had during the Piscean age is not going to work in the Aquarius age. We have to elevate our minds, elevate our thoughts. And I had said this before. I was listening to other different content creators and spiritualists, and been saying that once the shift comes, and depending on who you listen to, depending on what type of shift they was talking about, uh, they were saying that some people are going to be left in the third dimension, some people are going to be moved to the fourth dimension, or fifth dimension. At the time I was like, what does that mean? But it's all about the elevation of the mind. The thought process that we had 10 years ago is not going to work with now. 20 years ago, 30, 40, 50. We have progressed on, and we've progressed on quickly. This age of Aquarius is moving quickly. And then you have Pluto there. So that is transformation. It's quick transformation. It's unorthodox transformation. It's thinking outside of the box. It's getting rid of that which doesn't serve you to make room for that which does. It's not about believing. It's about knowing, proving, having tangible evidence. Yes, the spirituality aspect is still there, but it's from a more concrete, tangible place. And I'm telling y'all, we're going to see some shit that we have never seen before. I mean, we still in these YouTube streets, we still got people trying to go back to I don't want to say the Stone Age, but when women didn't have rights, but they won't go past that when it was just women on Earth. See, y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. I'm not ready. We got to elevate our minds, y'all. We got to elevate our minds and stop trying to romanticize the past. It's done. The past is done. You can learn from mistakes, but the mistakes that we'll be making in the future, the past is done. So, anyway, I'm about to get up out this mug, see what's going on in the world. Get out, go outside, sit in the sun. Make sure you all are sitting in the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes. Direct sunlight to get your vitamin D. That is very, very, very important. To get out in nature, to feel the air, to feel the breeze, to feel the earth, to feel the energy. Because we definitely gonna need it coming out. We're definitely gonna need to stay connected to Mother Earth. Especially now with all the fire energy that is currently happening. We're going to have to stay. The thing is to connect it to all of the elements, but in the end, you still have to stay grounded. Make sure you're doing your water rituals, your spiritual baths, even if it's just soaking in the tub with just salt water. If you don't even have that, just soak in the tub and 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 just relax, meditate. Water is intuition. Feel the water. Let your body absorb the water. Because skin is the biggest organ. And I find it very interesting that a lot of places, new places being built, don't have tubs. Like I wouldn't even be able to survive without a tub. It's okay to have a shower, which I don't. I live in an old joint that only has a tub, which is what it was when I grew up. But do your spiritual baths, do your fire rituals, do your air rituals. You have to stay grounded. You have to stay centered. You have to stay focused. We got to. And we have to honor our body, honor our mind, our soul, honor the spiritual world, honor our ancestors. Because what we are about to see, what we are about to experience, and with the Aquarius energy is quick moving. If it changes direction, time is speeding up. We're already in April. We're in 2026. If you think back to 2019, 2020, that seems like a lifetime away. And during the 1920, that felt like it was moving in slow motion. See, energy and spirituality is real. Y'all make sure I get the thumbs up button, y'all. I'm on my way out. Make sure again, check out my astrology channel, TONAJE.com. Join my mailing list. I give specials and stuff over there. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel as well as my astrology channel. For those that are listening on the replay, shout out to you. I appreciate you. I am going to try to come sit, chat, conversate over here on a regular basis when I feel better, when I feel good. So, y'all send me positive vibes. Hey, what's up, Star Diva? What's up with you? Good to see you. How are you? Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate you, hon. I'm about to get up out of here. I wanted to do an hour. We did a little bit over an hour. We'll go try to sit on the porch, get some air, see what it is, see what's going on. Hi, good people. Y'all enjoy y'all Sunday, the day of the sun. So it's a good day to get out in the sun. Every day is a good day to get out in the sun. It's good to do sun rituals on Sunday. Monday is Moon Day. Tuesday is Mars Day. Wednesday is Mercury Day. Thursday is Jupiter Day. Friday is Venus Day. And Saturday is Saturn Day. So it's good to do alignment rituals with those days and also follow your soul, follow your spirit. Always implement some type of a ritual. You said, I'm good, and I didn't see the button. So I said, oh, okay. You don't see the thumbs up button? It should be, you don't see the thumbs up button? It should be like right next to the share button, right next to, depending on where you're looking at. If you're on your phone, you might have to close the chat. If you're on your computer, it should be like right next to my name. There's a bell and then there's a thumbs up button. I don't know, YouTube is switching things up, so you never know. But if you are looking at on your phone, I think you have to close the chat and then the button pops up. I need to start going to the city market. We need to start going to the city market again. Maybe we can make that a ritual, a Sunday ritual. Yeah, if you're on your phone, then yeah, you have to close your chat. So hit the little, I think it's like a little X in the chat, and then it should pop up the little thumbs up button. I appreciate you. Let me know if maybe, I don't know, maybe once a month we can go down to the city market since it's getting nice. And do our little ritual that way. So start early. I know you be having your grandbabies. So maybe a Sunday when you don't have the grandbabies, we can go down, get some fruits and vegetables. I ain't been down there in a minute, really. Go to the Asian store and get some. I wouldn't mind getting some jackfruit and cooking that. Cooking the fruits and vegetables. I think the outside vendors are probably showing up now. But you know, the city market, they're open all year round. Uh, they've been open all year round, but it seems like they have more vendors even during their off season. So I will I'll text you this week coming up to see, or you can text me which um if you know which day, if you want to do Saturday or Sunday or which have you. Do that at least once a month or whatever your schedule is. Since I ain't got no car, I'll be riding with you now. But I do want to do that. So All right, good people. Y'all enjoy y'all Sunday. For those who celebrate Easter, which I'm not even gonna get into that whole Easter thing. I'm not even gonna get into it. I just refuse to. But enjoy your colored eggs. Enjoy your Ishtar ritual. All right, beautiful people. And I will see y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and I am out.